It's time for your daily education. Louis XIV, also known as Louis the Great or the Sun King, was born on September 5, 1638, in the Château de Saint-Germain-en-Laye, France. He became the King of France at the age of 4, following the death of his father, Louis XIII, in 1643. As a young king, Louis XIV's reign would span an impressive 72 years, making him the longest reigning monarch in European history. During his reign, Louis XIV played a significant role in shaping France's history and solidifying its position as a dominant European power. He is often associated with the rise of absolute monarchy, centralization of power, and the development of the French state. Louis XIV, known for his strong personality and charisma, Louis XIV sought to establish himself as the embodiment of royal authority. He famously declared, "L'État, c'est moi, I am the state," emphasizing his belief in the divine right of kings and his absolute authority over his subjects. Louis XIV's court at the Palace of Versailles became a center of political and cultural life, attracting nobles, artists, and intellectuals from across Europe. One of Louis XIV's notable achievements was his successful patronage of the arts. Under his rule, French art and literature flourished, often reflecting the ideals of absolutism and the grandeur of the monarchy. The construction of the Palace of Versailles itself stands as a testament to Louis XIV's commitment to art and architecture. Louis XIV's military campaigns were also a significant aspect of his reign. He engaged in numerous wars to expand France's borders and consolidate its power. Notable conflicts include the War of Devolution, the Franco-Dutch War, and the War of the Spanish Succession. Despite some military setbacks, Louis XIV managed to secure significant territorial gains for France during his reign. Louis XIV inherited the throne during a time of political instability known as the Fronde, a series of civil wars in France. These experiences shaped his determination to establish a strong central government and maintain control over the nobility. Under Louis XIV's rule, France experienced a period of economic growth and cultural flourishing known as the Grand Siècle, or Great Century. The king implemented mercantilist economic policies, promoting industry and trade, and encouraging colonization efforts overseas. Louis XIV's court at the Palace of Versailles became a symbol of opulence and power. The palace was expanded and transformed into a lavish residence and a center of political and social life. The courtiers' lives were highly regulated, and etiquette played a crucial role in maintaining the king's authority. The king surrounded himself with a group of trusted advisors, including Cardinal Jules Mazarin during his minority and later Jean-Baptiste Colbert, who served as his finance minister. Colbert implemented reforms to promote economic development, including the establishment of industries, trade regulations, and the construction of canals and roads. Louis XIV pursued an aggressive foreign policy, aiming to extend French influence and territory. He engaged in several wars, often in pursuit of territorial gains and religious dominance. These wars, while contributing to France's expansion, also placed a heavy burden on the economy and the lives of the French people. The revocation of the Edict of Nantes in 1685 was one of Louis XIV's most controversial acts. The Edict of Nantes, issued by his predecessor Henry IV, granted religious freedoms to the Protestant Huguenots. Its revocation led to the persecution and forced conversion of many Huguenots, causing significant social and economic repercussions. Louis XIV was married to Marie-Thérèse of Spain, and they had several children together. However, many of their offspring did not survive into adulthood, and their sole surviving heir, the Dauphin Louis, died before ascending the throne. This led to the succession of Louis XIV's great-grandson, Louis XV, following his death. Overall, Louis XIV's reign left an enduring legacy on France and Europe. His centralized power, military campaigns, patronage of the arts, and grandeur at Versailles continue to captivate historians and shape our understanding of the period known as the Age of Absolutism. Louis XIV passed away on September 1, 1715, in Versailles, at the age of 76. His reign left an indelible mark on French history, solidifying the concept of absolute monarchy and establishing France as a formidable force in Europe. While his reign had both admirers and critics, there is no denying the profound impact Louis XIV had on the development of France and the shaping of the modern nation-state. Follow for more education.